and well
Good
done.
evening. Finally.
Hello.
Tonight I've got Rachel Jackson again, and obviously I know she sent the bio, but I think everyone knows her. If you don't, she is a mental health speaker like me. This is, I think, a second time on camera on
Yeah.
Zoom. Yeah. I practically built that confidence for her with a lot of support networks on her Facebook page. And our first video can be found on YouTube, so please all subscribe to see that. And welcome, Rachel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
You're welcome. I know you're in a different room today.
Yeah, in the kitchen today.
So, for the new viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So basically, suffered with mental health for a really, really long time. Hid it very, very well. Even after an attempted suicide, I lied to the psychiatrist. Really struggled for a long, long time. And now I've just completely wanted to dedicate my life to helping others because I've had a complete switch around. Mental health's doing really, really brilliant now. So yeah, I'm just on this mission to help as many possible people as I can.
Yeah, I think we're all on the mission here. Like, you've seen my business page on Facebook, you've seen my YouTube channel, and we were just saying before we finally came on, after about like half an hour waiting, that you're loving my work.
Yes, I am loving your work.
Thank
I think
you.
it's amazing. I can't wait to hear you on Heart Radio.
Yeah. For everyone that doesn't know, I am actually being invited to speak onto Heart Radio. I'm just waiting for an email back. And yes, talk about the stigma of poor mental health. Now, so tonight we're going to be talking about depression. Now, the reason I'm talking tonight based on depression, because we know up and down the world, anxiety, PTSD, trauma, it all gets spoken about, but depression seems to be the outside of mental health.
Yeah.
So, tell us, what do you know about depression?
I know depression like the back of my hand. Something I've had for a very, very long time. But to be honest with you, my understanding of depression now is that it's just a liar. It'll try and play with you, it'll try and trick you, it'll make you think all sorts of things, but it is a liar, and a big, big liar. And it's so sad that so many people do go through depression, and there's no quick cure for it really as well, so it's really hard. But the one thing I would say to absolutely everybody who's experiencing it, it's a liar. It makes you think things that are not true, and it makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're worthless, you shouldn't be here, and it's lying to you. It's lying. That's the biggest lesson I've had with depression. Biggest.
Yeah, so because obviously I know firsthand what depression is, and I don't know if this is true, but I always believe depression is massively connected to anxiety.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 1,010%.
Yeah, because obviously, go on.
They literally do. I mean, especially, well, in my experience, they go hand in hand. They're literally like twins almost. You know, they feed off each other. They really do. So it's, you know, it's so important to address both really. You know, two separate conditions, mental health conditions, both just as serious as each other, and they do thrive with each other. Unfortunately, they really do.
They do. They do, and this is why I believe depression should be separated from anxiety. Like, I know they go hand in hand, but it's because anxiety, it doesn't really have an effect on your mood, but depression does. Now, see, it's a very tricky one, is depression. Like, because I'm used to speaking about anxiety, trauma, and PTSD. But depression, there's just loads to talk about when it comes to it.
It's so complex. it really is so complex. I think the difference with anxiety and depression is that they're both long-term conditions in some cases. However, anxiety can come on very, very quickly. You can have an anxiety attack, you can be scared to go out the door, etc. But depression almost takes over you, and it's something that doesn't leave you. Whereas anxiety, sometimes you can feel okay, like you say, you can have anxiety attacks or you feel safe inside your house. But depression, that's something that it doesn't leave. It just doesn't leave you. It stays with you and tries to control your mind. That is what it's doing. It's lying to you. It's trying to control your mind.
Yeah, because obviously I know doctors are more common to diagnose them as somebody with mild depression, even though they're showing symptoms of clinical depression. And and that's where the downfall is when it comes to NHS. And see, obviously I'm first hand that I've been fobbed off by the NHS because of my mental health. But I believe, see, it may not work with me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work with others.
Yeah.
But obviously my coping strategy is reaching out to family and friends, and this is where I am today, stronger than ever. No, I don't take no medication. I'm saying that straight up. No medication. I haven't taken a single tablet in nearly 3 years. So
that's amazing. That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
I'm in the process of weaning off mine now. When I first was assessed by a psychiatrist and I got the report and everything, they asked me to take some tablets, and at first I refused because I knew that I would get hooked on them, and I was really, really against it. However, they really encouraged me to do so, and they did give me a good kickstart, I'll be honest. They really, really did. Side effects aside, it's hard with the drugs, because I do think in some cases they are good for people just to lift that mood a little bit, and just give you that kickstart. But it's just about being really, really safe with them. If you can avoid the tablets, then I would definitely say to do so. Like you've just said, you've been free from tablets. That is amazing. And I wish that I could say the same. I really do. But I'm in that process. I'm not far off being off them completely. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you all the luck with that. I wish you all the luck. Now, obviously, tell us like your experience of being diagnosed with depression. Like, where did you spot the symptoms of it?
Well, to be honest, because with me, this started off in childhood. I think I was very depressed as a child, and when I did do my overdose, I did lie to the psychiatrist, and they knew back then. I was so stupid really to do what I did. And my mum, she actually begged me for a long time to get the help. She saw right through me. I just never felt like I had any purpose. I didn't really want to be here. I just felt like I was being dragged through the days, the years, putting on a bit of a show. I'm all right, I'm fine. But in my head, I was having all these horrible thoughts about harming myself. And, even to the extent where, how can I make it look like an accident is what I used to do quite a lot. Depression for me, getting diagnosed with it wasn't something that shocked me really. I knew it, but I just didn't want to face it, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And when I did get that diagnosis, I'd come to a point where I was exhausted, and I was just like, right, okay, hands up, I'm depressed, help me, please. It'd come, after all the years of hiding it and everything, it was just like, right, please help me, someone, please. So yeah, it was tough.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it is tough. Like, there's nothing easier on this, and I'm glad you brought up the word tough, because I'm saying this straight up. If you're finding mental health easy, you're clearly not recovering, it's not working. If you find it tough, then good, it's working. And that's not us being selfish or bluntly, yeah.
It's the truth, though. It is the truth. It's really difficult. And the one thing I'd say is that I feel like a part of you've really got to want that help. You've got to give it a chance. Just give it a chance, and you will get there. Yeah, it's going to take a while, of course it is, but you will get there. Just give it a chance. Get the help and give it a chance.
Yes. Everything deserves a chance. Everything. And
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you never self-harmed. And yeah, I think you're absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Same to you.
So obviously, what was that?
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say, when I did what I did when I was 14, if that had succeeded and I had died from the overdose that I took, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have wrote my book. I wouldn't have helped the people that I've helped, and I'm so grateful now that I did fail. As hard as those years was, I'm so grateful now. And if anyone out there who is thinking of killing themselves or self-harming, please, I'm living proof. You don't need to do that, and you can change. And it's what you're going through is so temporary. Please know that, and I'm proof of that. I promise you. So,
We both are. We're both living proof that mental health can be overturned.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do we believe mental health will leave us? No, it'll be with us for the rest of our lives. But doesn't mean we haven't got it under control.
Exactly. It's managing it. It's just managing it. What works for you,
Yeah, because obviously since our last video, I've actually learnt a bit more about mental health, and I've actually got it to my Facebook bio, where obviously I stated mental health is our mindset that controls the way we think, act, and behave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, and you know what? When I was on call to an Australian, I was speaking to somebody in Australia, and the first question he asked me was, "What does mental health mean to you?" And it took me 2 hours to answer that properly. 2 hours, because nobody really actually knows what mental health actually means to them.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so that's why I've come up with that phrase.
Yeah. No, that's really true, that, and I think I'd struggle to answer that as well.
Yeah.
I really do. It's very complex.
Yeah, we've all got our answers, and we just have to reach it inside, and it's there.
Yeah.
So obviously this leads on to where you turned your life around, and obviously you've clearly in I was going to say remission, but not in recovery stage of what you went through.
Yeah.
And it's like, what we're going to see from you next?
Ooh, well, I'm going to speak at the Street Soccer Foundation, which is fantastic, and I'm very honoured to be doing that. I'm just going to dedicate my life now to helping others. That is all you're going to see from me now. I'm just going to help others, write more books, hopefully do loads more videos with you.
Of course.
Yay! Definitely, yeah. I think that's it now. That's all I want to do, and having that horrible experience what I have, and like yourself, you've had a really horrible experience with mental health. If we can turn our negative experiences into a positive to help other people, then as far as I'm concerned, that's my purpose in life. And thank you, basically. Thank you to all them horrible times and what I went through, because it enabled me and you to help other people. And there's no better feeling. There just isn't.
See, obviously that's where it leads on to, because I was just talking to somebody about depression as well, and they mentioned the word bullying, because that can have a massive effect on somebody's depression as well.
Yeah.
And obviously not long ago, somebody tried bullying me online, just a few weeks ago, in fact, and normally that has an effect on me. But I don't know where it comes from, but I actually did something different. I started laughing about it, and I was actually throwing all these words around. And it's like I was actually standing up to this person and getting their mind to think, distract them away from it. And you know what? I practically won that battle.
Oh.
So this is what you have to do.
Yeah. The thing is, that bully, they want you to be upset and feel bad so that they can then feel better. Why? Crazy. And bullies, if there's any bullies out there watching it, just remember that what you do can have an effect on a person forever. Why would you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, see, obviously, I did a video not long ago with an Australian about bullying, which obviously can be found on YouTube, and he seems to believe, and I actually agree with him on this, the reason a bully bullies is because something's actually happened in their lives, traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, that could be the stage. I don't know if we're going off topic here. I ain't got a clue.
Probably.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree to an extent, but I don't know, like, it's hard because, you know, if that was me, I'd be like, I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody else. I wouldn't want to make anyone else feel bad. But again, you don't know the circumstances behind people, every person's life, do you? So, you know, I do agree with you. For someone to want to hurt another person, feelings or physical, something's got to happen to them. Something's not quite right in their life, because no sane, normal person would want to do that. Nobody would.
absolutely, absolutely. And this is why a lot more people, the government are practically doing nothing about mental health, doing nothing. But charities are, like UNICEF, Samaritans, me and you, and others. Is it exhausting? Yeah. Is it worth it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But work always starts at home when it comes to dealing with mental health.
of course. Yeah.
Sort yourself out first. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Put those coping. So yeah, that's where I'm going to lead. So what kind of coping strategies do you actually put into place when you was recovering?
Well, when I was recovering, I mean, I did go through a lot of therapy, and I was relearning how to talk about things. And the more I did that, the more my only coping strategy was talking to my partner, really, and my family. And it was hard to do, though. You know, it took time to learn how to do that. You know, I did group therapy as well. I tried to exercise a lot, keep really active. That really helped. You know, I wrote a lot, things like that. So I think it was more just trying to keep that mind active. Just, you know, and if I did have a really, really bad day, I thought, I can't cope, you know, I would speak to Liam, I would speak to my mum, my sister in particular. You know, she lives in Derby, but she's only on the other end of the phone, you know, that kind of thing, really.
And you've done so well. You've come so far. And I'm
Oh,
proud of you of that. I'm proud of you.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you mentioned that doing more videos. I will be welcome to having you on anytime.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, anytime. I know we need to schedule it because I'm getting a hell of a lot busier, and probably you are as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's I don't even know what to say anymore. Is there anything you want to say about all this?
You know what? I'm going to read you the depression poem from my book. I think we should.
Go on.
Right, okay, you ready for this? Now, I've never read one of my poems out loud, okay? So bear with me. Okay, so me and you have been friends for so long. Aren't you lucky to have me drag you along? To have me make you feel so sad? Not even to mention when I make you feel mad. Isn't the anger great? It causes so much pain. It even stops people from wanting to see you again. You see, without me, you'd only be happy. Why would you want that when I can make you snappy? Don't you just love it when I crush your soul? Or do you prefer that I can take control? Imagine a disgusting, clear, calm head. Gosh, you're so lucky that I make you stay in bed. The best part about me is that I can make you think about death. I will be with you always until your very last breath. Aren't I amazing with all what I can do? I make you mine, I practically own you. The only thing that could ever shake me is you finding a light, finding your way to see. Don't try to get rid of me. Remember, my name is depression. What do you mean you've just booked your first therapy session? Several years later, I've turned into a memory. You've turned so powerful, more than I will ever be. I still try my best to come by and say hi, but you don't want to know me anymore. All you say is bye.
I love it. I want that book.
I'm gonna send you one, but I'll send you one. So yeah, so I wrote that as if I was depression, to try and really convey the message of how it really feels and what it does.
When you was reading that, I only had one video in my head and throughout all that, and I definitely recommend people watching it. You can find it on YouTube. It's called the black dog.
Okay.
Yeah, the black dog. And you know what? The more, it's like a ball and chain, and it's got the word depression on it. And obviously, yes, it can have an effect on you. But this black dog, it literally, it's with you all the time.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
if you're down and depressed and all that, the dog gets bigger, you get smaller. If you've got it under control, it swaps. If you've got it, if you've got the dog small, because the dog's called depression as well. And yeah, it's all about keeping it under control. I would definitely recommend somebody watching that, the black dog.
I'm gonna have a look at that when we get off now.
But yeah, so what's one advice you give? Because obviously, you've come so far, and I know we can be talking. I know we spoke about loads before we came on, so
Yeah.
I know we're running out of things to talk about. So we need to come up with something.
I know. Shall I think the thing that I should end on is my message about depression. The one lesson I've learned: it's a liar. It's lying to you. It's trying to control you. It's lying. You're not worthless. You should be here. You've got so much to give. Don't listen to it. It's a liar.
Where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
On Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm not on Twitter. I will be, but I'm not quite yet. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram is probably the best one to get me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you go, just like that. Rachel Jackson. You know what? I'm actually going to change my business page. It's called Mental Health Warriors. Yeah, because I'm still in the form of bringing a team behind me, and I would really love you to be on it.
Oh, absolutely.
I really would.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'd love to be on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll talk about that obviously when we get off and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me again.
See, I was the one to bring you on the camera for the very first time. You read out loud for the very first time. What am I doing?
I don't know. Thank you, though.
It just shows you've got that confidence.
Thank you.
Anytime, keep going. And on that note, we'll end this.
See you later.